Let's talk about the institution of marriage. Why is it important to get married? Why are so many people rushing to get married? Why are people thinking that if they're not married, they just haven't reached their full potential? Like their life is just not fulfilled. They're missing something. So let's talk about marriage. What is marriage? I'm Simone with Access My Life. Access My Life means you're strong, you're independent, you're a go-getter, you know your worth, so anyone can access your life. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. And if you would like one of these shirts to show the world that you're an open book, check the description box. Okay, now let's get back to the video. Marriage is a legal bond between two people. Now, the norm in our American society is to say a marriage is a legal bond between two people who love and care about each other and decide to spend the rest of their lives together. But in other countries, a marriage is a bond between two people and they probably just met. Actually, it's happening in the US where people are actually getting married without even seeing each other. Usually we know about these things happening in India where, people just meet and it's a family thing where they put people together and they get married and hopefully grow to love each other. And a lot of times those marriages are successful. But let's get back to the real reason for this video. A marriage pretty much is a legal bond between two people who have signed on paper, dotted the line saying, hey, for better or for worse, I'm going to stick with you until the end. Now, why are so many people rushing this piece of paper when in actuality, so many people who have actually signed the paper say so many negative things about this institution? You have people getting married today and 3 days later, they're getting divorced or filing for an annulment. So what is this whole marriage thing about? What's so special about it? The special thing about this is that those two people who are coming together and making that commitment, they are committing to each other, saying, through the thick and through the thin, I'm going to love you, or I'm going to be with you. I will be there for you through it all. You are my ride or die. You are my everything. You are now my family. Before it was just me, but now it's us. That is what a marriage does. It unites you in a way that without this legal paper, you're just a free bird. It doesn't matter how much you live with someone. Guess what? An argument could happen and the person just get up and go. They don't care. It's not a problem. But when you're married, you actually start growing together, right? Doing things together, making plans together, achieving things together. So you may buy a house and guess what? The house is in both your names. You may buy a car, and guess what? The car is in both your names. Then you come on to having kids. You know for sure that when you're married, your name is going to be on that birth certificate. You know for sure that that kid is yours. Well, you can't really say that nowadays, but hey, the kid in the normal institution where you are living up to your vows, that kid is yours. So let's go with that, okay? That kid is yours. So that means that if you are to have an argument and then think about just separating, there are so many other factors that you got to think about. You can't just get up and go. You're thinking about things that you're going to be losing if you are not in that relationship. First of all, you're going to lose that companion with your partner because you've been together for so long, been married for so long. You're used to doing things with your partner. You're used to them being a part of you, of everything that you do. And now, suddenly just not having them, you're going to have a loss, a big loss. So that is something that you're going to think about. And you're going to think about, is the grass really greener on the other side? Hmm? Let's say you're married for 10 or even 20 years. What does that mean? You're 10 or 20 years older than when you got married. So what are you going to do? Get out of the relationship and go out there and start a new one at this new age that you're at? That's like starting over from scratch, you know? And then you're going to feel as if you have failed your marriage, failed yourself, failed the people around you. You just fail because you were not able to see through that vow that you made, that commitment you made to your spouse. You understand? So that's a big thing in itself. Now, the other reason why you may have to consider going is the assets that you guys have obtained together. What about that pretty house? Who is going to leave the house? Who is willing to do that? Who wants to leave the home to the other person where they're going to inherit that and possibly bring someone else into that house to live with them? Who wants to see that happening? Remember, when you're married, you're dreaming and planning, and your plan was to live in that house forever until you die. And then suddenly you have to face the possibility of not being in that house. What about if you put in all your sweat and labor in that house? Meaning you did some modification, you did some rehab to the house, added some extra rooms, put on a back porch, turned it from a single story to a double story. All that stuff that you did, what happened? You're about to lose that house. So that will get you thinking, does it make sense for me to even consider what am I going to do when I leave this relationship? Now I'm going to have to go out there and start something all over again? Come on. So you would definitely consider if you're going to leave the relationship because of that. Now you may have multiple cars, and all these cars and things that you have, you're going to end up having to split them. Some for you, some for your spouse. Now, if you have your nice Bentley out there and you love the Bentley, but your partner also loves the Bentley, are you going to be willing to give up that Bentley to your partner, your spouse? Is that something that you're willing to do? Now, if you have kids, you're going to think about your kids have always been with you from the moment they were born all the way up to whatever age they are. Now, all of a sudden, you have to think about possibly not having them 24/7 by your side. Now, you may have to think about sharing custody with your partner. Who are the kids going to live with during the week? Who are the kids going to be with on the weekends? Who are the kids going to be with when it comes on to the holidays? Will the kid love you more than your partner? Wherein if the choice were up to your child, are they going to choose you or are they going to choose your partner? Do you want to give up that? Do you want to give up that interaction with your child wherein you're used to having them in your life 24/7, but now you can only see them once or twice per week? Is that something you're willing to do? So when you get married, these are things that actually merge, okay? And your life is not just one person anymore. It's two lives coming together as one. And you form such a bond and such a commitment that to actually break that bond, it's gonna take some really, really serious doings for that to happen. So going back to what we initially talked about is, what is this institution of marriage? It is a serious bond. It is a bond between two people that was actually meant to last forever. It is something to be taken seriously and not lightly. That bond means something. That bond means a lot. And that's why people are running towards it and feeling as if they haven't achieved anything if they haven't gotten married, because that is like one of the ultimate things in life. You were born, you go to school, you find a job. Next thing is for you to get married, okay? find someone, and then you guys start multiplying, having kids, building a family of your own, contributing to society, giving back, honoring God in His creation, because He made us and He made us to multiply, to procreate, right? To keep the humanity going. So why are people craving this? People are craving marriage because it is a system that works. It is a system that unifies people. It is a system that allows you to break your parental bond, meaning with your immediate family, your mom, your dad, your siblings, and going out there and starting a family all on your own, living your own life, right? When you come from under your parents' roof, you are no longer under their rules. You're no longer under their subjection. Now you can actually go out there and start your own life and your own family. And of course, you're going to make up your own rules and your own regulations. So now you're going to be free as an adult as you are to do whatever you choose to do, which is live your life as you please with your partner, with your spouse. When you're married, you know you have someone in your corner. You know you have someone that has your back no matter what. You know that when you leave that house and you go out there, you're coming back to someone, not just an empty house, an empty space. And in the midst of anything where you may become sick, you have someone that's there who's going to help to take care of you. You have someone there for you. Someone that you can go out with, have some fun, take a walk, go for a drive, go on vacation, do something with. Someone to help you to raise the kids so you don't feel like a single mom or a single dad. Someone who is there sharing it all with you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That person is there with you. And why do they stay with you? Because of that little paper that you signed on that dotted line, merging you guys, merging your lives, right? Putting you together. That little piece of paper did all of that by just going to the altar or standing in front of the pastor and saying, I do. Just those words and signing that piece of paper. It just gives a whole different mindset where you are bonded together. Isn't it amazing how just a piece of paper brings you from the point of feeling single to the point of feeling married and being able to do things as a couple, being able to make bold moves like buying a house together in your name and not worried about somebody running off with your money or running off with your house or whatever, because it is in both your names. When you guys get married, you need to do things together. You guys need to make decisions together. This commitment is a togetherness, okay? And when you do things like that, that bind you together, your relationship is going to last longer because you guys are in full communication. You're in full focus. And that is what makes your relationship last for 10 years, 20 years, for life, because you guys are together. You're doing things together. So the institution of marriage is something real and it is something important. That piece of paper that you sign, it gives life. It does something to the mind. It just puts you in a different state of mind, and it gives you a sense of comfort. It gives you a sense of peace. It just gives you that calm in the storm, knowing that no matter what, you've got your partner. So if you have been thinking about getting married, it is definitely a thought in the right place. And if you actually do get married, it's a step in the right direction. It's the right thing to do because that's what God did. He made us not to be alone, but he made us to be together. He made Adam and he made Eve. So he knows that mankind by themselves is a lonely place, but together creating someone just for you is going to make you more whole. And that's what God did for us. So go out there and find your partner because God ordained it. Go out there and find your partner because you know that right here, that's one of the things that you're missing in your life. That's someone to share things with. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave me a comment and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.